sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Wanye Thomas on the return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Prescott now. Rolling to his right. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run. 36 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. On play action, Prescott steps away. Loose inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
A running play, it's Dowdle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They run again with Dowdle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll run the end around. This is Cooks. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Prescott. And he's got it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Prescott. That's to his running back. Complete. A great open field tackle that's going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker. We're scoreless after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score.
Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley. And he'll take this one up to about the 23.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're going to try and throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. On the run, it's Dowdle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Yeah, here we go.
They run here with Dowdle. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. CeeDee Lamb. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 28 yards. And the Cowboys post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Now he's forced out right. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this: I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this first down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain, and they'll come right back with another 1st and 10.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. On the end around, here comes Smith. Now, I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Deep to return is Kevontae Turpin. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. They'll roll him out right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
Here we go, 26.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Just the 1 touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining 2nd half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the 2nd half and get us going?
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Set.
Here's Hurts to throw. Flushed out right. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
And he stopped immediately there. The tackle by Nakobe Dean. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front three, your front four, front five, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play. Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To throw is Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 2nd down, here's Barkley again. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Don't touch that. Don't touch.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 33. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the 2nd half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. 2nd and 14.
Great, set. No touch.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Great, set. No touch.
Again, it's Barkley. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
32-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Great, set. No touch.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Well, I mean, both offenses have clearly struggled throughout, so kind of fitting that it's another big defensive play that yields points here in the late going.
Yeah, really, both of these defenses have been up to the task throughout this game, and we haven't seen much in terms of offensive creativity or results. And there, not only does the defense force a turnover, but they have the presence of mind to take it back for 6 points.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And it's now 14-0.
Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Great, set. No touch.
Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick 6.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when they decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short, so that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Here comes 2nd down.
Hey, Silver. No touch, set. No touch.
Throwing is Hurts.
Escaping the pressure right. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
No touch, set.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the defense circling now. 4th down and 7.
Set. No touch.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Now that's how you do it.
How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long.
Here we go.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Play fake. Here's Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And this is caught.
We all made it. We all made it.
CD Lamb.
We all made it.
Second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters, and this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth, but a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Called out a very strong gain of 24. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Flush to his right.
He panicked. He failed the mission. In your house, on your couch, not giving up.
Absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball